What's up, everybody? How's it going? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. We're starting off on a brand new day here, and we're gonna get some stuff done. So as you can see, I've actually made a few more barrels here, and I have filled them full of water, and there's like this weird thing below me. I don't know, what is that? Is that just the void? Okay, I was looking at this like bright light thing that was almost directly below me. I couldn't figure out what that is. Yeah, I guess that's just the way the void looks. Okay, so I have been doing some stuff. Let's get out of this mode. I have been doing some stuff, been chopping down trees, been cooking up silkworms. Yeah, as you guys told me, it's best to just stack them and let them cook. It needs at least one free space for it to cook things and put them in a spot. I don't know if we can cook two things at once. I don't know. It might be able to do that, in fact. That might be kind of cool. We'll check that out. But yeah, like I said, I've been chopping down trees, been collecting wood, just trying to keep myself fed. We got 60 oak saplings now, which is pretty cool. Been using a bit of our bone meal. I did have to repair the axe once, but yeah, I think it's time we check out what's next on our quest book to do. So learning skyblock. Open. Okay, there we go. I was like, how do you do this? So sifting forever. Alright, so this wants us to create a sieve. Now that you have string, you can create a sieve. Sieve? Is it sieve or sieve? I think it's sieve. Anyway, sieves can be used to process many materials into other materials. To start with, you will be sieving dirt, a lot of dirt. Eventually, you'll be able to make machines to do this for you, but for now, take the block you wish to sieve, right-click it on the sieve with it, keep right-clicking it until it vanishes. In return, you will get ... something. Alright. So this wants us to make an oak sieve. Now, if I remember correctly, oh, I need some wood too. I think we have to make these little thingies. Oh yeah, I think it's 2 of those. In fact, let's look at the recipe. Oak sieve. Let's look at the recipe just so I don't mess this up. Alright, so it is 2. I thought so. 2 of these things. And then we need some planks and some sticks. Gonna do that. Make some sticks. Okay, so I think plank, mesh, and stick. There we go. Oak sieve. Perfect. Okay, so now we got this bad boy. You know, one thing that happened, which was kind of interesting, off camera while I was cutting down trees, there was apparently a thunderstorm. I turned my weather sounds on so I could hear it. But yeah, I was just standing here trying to cook up some silkworms, and lightning struck, I think right here. But anyway, it was like a loud explosion. Things were on fire for like a split second. It scared me. I wasn't really prepared for it. And it did like 3 hearts worth of damage to me. So I like backed away. I'm all like scrambling for food, trying to eat something real quick. I wish I was recording at the time, but I was just doing like boring off-camera stuff. So that's too bad. Alright, so we got our oak sieve done. Miniature stones. Sifting dirt will get you stones, small ones that can be crafted into cobblestone. Alright, so we want to take our dirt and sift it into stones. I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I don't know. Let's look at this real quick. I want to go back to the food thing. Right click with crop sticks on any tilled land or sand or mycelium or whatever is needed to grow. Okay, so I want to get some crops going here. Let's see if we can do that real quick before I use up all of my dirt. So we got our water source block. We should be able to place dirt here, and that should hydrate. Now, didn't they say before that we weren't able to make a hoe? I think we can make a mattock that will do that same exact thing. Let's get out some of these things. We'll do a stencil table. Yeah, we need like all of our stuff back out here. I put them down before. Alright, yeah, I took them down because I didn't think we were going to need them. At least not for the time being, but we need them. So let's put these back. Okay, so we need patterns. We're going to need the axe pattern, tool rod pattern. We have a couple more. Now, I forget how to make a mattock. Let's look real quick. This guy right here. Oh, it's a shovel head. Okay, that's not too bad. So stencil table, we will make a shovel. Perfect. Now, where's our chest? We need a piece of flint, I believe, to make the shovel head into a flint shovel head. Nice. And Let's see. I wonder, can we actually turn our hatchet into a mattock if I just... Oh, I can't do it here. I've never tried this before. I don't think you can. If we add that, does that turn it into a mattock? No. It does repair it though, which is interesting. Okay, so we need to make an axe. I keep looking over here at this piece of dirt like that's our chest. I don't know why I'm doing that. So we'll make an axe head, shovel head. We also need to make a wooden tool rod. Okay, so part builder. Let's put these things together. I don't really know which way these go, so I'm just gonna stick them in there and hope for the best. Wrong way, wrong way. No. So stick. There we go. Why did that not work before? Actually, let's go back. I'm curious. Oh, the stick went up here and those parts went down here. That's what it was. Okay. So, flint mattock, level clumsy. So I'm pretty sure we can use this as a hoe if I right click. Yes, we can. So, sorry, I was getting a random phone call. So now that this is done, let us put crops right here. All right, so that's cool. So what else can we do with this? We need... I guess we could do seeds. Actually, we should probably do this with a bunch of them. So if I right-click seeds, growth 0%. The seed is not yet analyzed. This plant is fertile and can grow. Okay, now I heard that we can make weeds and stuff like that. I don't know if we're gonna get weeds here that might destroy our crop. Hopefully not. In fact, I feel like we should plant a couple more of these things around since we got 4. Let's see if we can grow, I don't know, maybe potatoes or something like that. Where's our... Oh, we got lettuce as well. Sugarcane, potatoes. Let's grow potatoes and see what we can get. So till this, crop that, and potato that. Alright, so those are going. Is this still 0%? It is. Can I bone meal those is another question I have. I can, and that did 50%, and now it's mature. Perfect. So if I right click, what happens? I get 1. Alright, okay, I see. Now I know there's ways that we can crossbreed these and it can give us more per harvest. Let's do a bone meal over here a couple times. And that gave us 1 potato. Okay, well, I just wanted to check that out real quick before we got too far in and started sieving all of our dirt. I guess we can put all these patterns away. I could put the pattern chest down and put all these patterns in there, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I was hoping that we'd get multiple food, multiple wheat per one of these. Actually, can we turn wheat into flour, or do we have to do the mortar and pestle thing? Let's find that out real quick. So use this for this. So we can do it in a grindstone, or pulverizer, alchemical chemistry set, or alchemic chemistry set, carpenter, fermenter, moistener. Looks like grindstone is going to be your option here. And then we can grind that into flour and the flour into bread. Okay, got it, for later. We know how to do that now. Right, so the next thing, we were going to start composting. So, I believe we need to make a composter. Do I have any slabs? No, I must have burned all my slabs. Alright, so we'll make some slabs here. We'll make another one of these guys. Oak barrel. Okay, so this one's gonna be for composting. We'll stick it right here for now. So the last time I did this, I remember it taking like 8 saplings. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, there you go. Now it says composting. Okay, so I might want to make more than one of those barrels. They're not super expensive, and we can always farm more wood. That's not a big deal. So let's make a second one. And we will put in 8 saplings into this one, too. Now, it would probably also be a good idea to make a mob farm. We can use the rotten flesh and string and I think bones to compost to make more dirt. We're gonna need all this dirt to sieve. Maybe we should try sieving our last 2 dirt that we have over here since we're making 2 more and see if we can get those little stone pieces that I was talking about. Okay, so sieve this. What do we get? 4 stones. Perfect. Okay, so let's stop there. That'll give us a full piece of cobblestone, actually. So this is complete. Miniature stones. So this is going to give us a reward bag, and we can choose between a writing pick or a crossbow of sorrow. We don't have a pick yet. I'm going to do the pick. Let's do that. Okay, so the funnest part of this pack, or at least Agrarian Skies 1, was opening these reward bags. You could get something really overpowered or something you don't really care about. Let's try it. Spawn chicken eggs. Okay, so that's a 0.96% chance of getting that reward. That's pretty rare. All right, so let's put those away. We haven't set up a place yet for farm animals yet, but we do have a place, or we do have a sheep, and we do have some chickens. Guess we can put up all this other stuff too in that. Okay, so 4 stone. Let's see what else our book has to say. Workshop table. Oh, we have a cobblestone here, but I don't think we can go there until we've done this one. Resource grind, compost barrels. Oh, okay, so we were just doing that. Once you have sieved enough dirt, you'll be able to make cobblestone. Let's see, compost barrels. By right-clicking a barrel with compost material, you fill it up. Yep, okay, so we've done that. So we have to make 1 piece of cobblestone, which we can right now. So we'll just go ahead and complete this quest real quick. And that'll give us a spawn pig and a rainmaker. I'm not sure what a rainmaker is, and I don't want to use it and accidentally lose it right now. We might need that later, so let's just put that away. So what else do we have here? Hammer time. Well, congratulations, you have learned how to make cobble. That gets you 1 step closer to having resources that are actually useful. First things first, you're going to need to build up some arm muscles with a hammer. So we have to make a wooden hammer, and that's going to give us all this other stuff. Perfect. Okay, so how do we make a wooden hammer? We need 2 planks and 2 sticks. That is very easy. 2 of those and 2 of those. Okay, quest done. That's going to give us some sand, some gravel, and some dust. And do we need another rainmaker? I don't know. I think I want clay. Am I clicking? Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm sorry. It unlocked this other one down here. Okay. Use your new not so shiny hammer to beat a piece of cobble into gravel. Once you have a cobble generator set up, you can use the hammer to mine cobble, turning it directly into gravel. Okay. So we need to place and smash. Smashed. Okay, so now we got gravel. Very good. And now break the gravel with your hammer. This will turn it into sand. Gravel, hammer, sand. Perfect. Okay, we got a scroll thing here and dust. And the final round of hammering is to turn sand into dust. You can process other materials with a hammer to get different resources, but gravel, sand, and dust are your 3 most important blocks in the beginning. Right. So sand, hammer, dust. Got it. All right, so are we done? I think we're done. Awesome. So that's going to give us 4 sand, 4 gravel, 4 dust, and I think I want that clay. If I remember correctly, I think we can put dust into water and we get clay that way. Okay, so maybe getting clay wasn't the smartest idea, but we're going to need clay to make a crucible, to make lava, which is going to be very useful in a cobblestone generator going forward. Let's check the quest book. I don't want to skip too far ahead of what this thing wants us to do. Singing in the rain completed. Oh, well, I'm already jumping ahead. To make a smeltery, you will need clay. There does, however, seem to be a surprising lack of swamps in the void. No kidding. The insane one thought of this, however, and provided a method to get clay. You will need to mix water with dust in a barrel, depending on how the RNG gods are feeling. You may or may not have gotten raiding. If you did and you had some empty barrels, you now have barrels of water. Right-click them. Okay, so we've already done all of this stuff. So that's going to give us another sheep spawn egg, so we will have a pair and we'll be able to breed. And that'll give us porcelain clay or bones. I think we're going to take the porcelain clay. Yeah, I think we're going to take the porcelain clay. Because I believe the crucible, the unfired crucible, yeah, you have to make porcelain clay to do that. And then you smelt that, and then you get a crucible, which is what we're going to be needing. So let's go ahead and just take that porcelain clay, and we'll make our unfired crucible right away. Let's put Mr. Sheep in with his other buddies in here. We'll put the unfired crucible away for now. Let's check the quest book. What else do we have to do here? Alternative containers. Oh, right, clay buckets. I forgot about those. So it'll give us some clay, fired clay bucket. I forget, is that porcelain clay too? Or is that just regular clay? Nope, that's just regular clay. Can make an unfired clay bucket. This is a one-time use thing. In fact, that might be a good idea right now. That might be a good idea. Now we have to smash clay with our fist to get the little clay balls. All right, so we're gonna do this real quick. Clay bucket. We're gonna fire that. Can we fire that in here? Will that let us smelt that? I'm not entirely sure. We might actually have to make a furnace, a proper furnace. It didn't look like that smelted two at once. I think that only did one at a time. If I take that out, is this going to fire my clay bucket? I'm not seeing a progress bar over here, so I think that's only gonna cook food items. So we'll just go ahead and put those silkworms back in there. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait until we actually have a furnace. We need 6 pieces of cobblestone for that. Let's check the book and see what else we can do here. Water from air. This wants us to make an aqueous accumulator, or aqueous accumulator. Trying to think where else we should go from this point. Hand grinding, quartz grindstone. I should probably check what the recipe is on a quartz grindstone. Because it is possible that it was changed. Nope, it is not changed. Okay, it is all the things that I thought it might be. So we're going to have to get, man, that tooltip is like the longest tooltip that ever was. We're going to have to get some of that Certus quartz or nether quartz. We will look at that later. I assume that's going to come from sieving things. Okay, quest book. I think the next thing we should probably look at is fishing. Even though this is kind of silly. It's either fishing or making a furnace. Maybe we should try sieving a little dirt here. I mean, we have infinite dirt generation now. Let's just go ahead and do this. Yeah, we need to get, I think it's 6 pieces of cobblestone, and then we can make the slab furnace. We got 15. This is going to turn us into 3. Okay, well, I need to compost a little bit more stuff. So I tell you guys what, let's take a break. I'm going to get some stuff done off camera, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so a small amount of time has passed. I think I just kind of went through the nighttime, or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I composted 6 more dirt, or 5 more dirt actually. I did these 2 twice and this one once, and I have an additional dirt on me. But we are now able to make what we need to make. So we got 6 cobblestone with 3 stone left over. So we should be able to turn these into slabs. So there's 12 slabs, and then I believe we can make a slab furnace, which is just the same as a regular furnace, except it's a slab furnace. So now we can set that down. For instance, this unfired clay bucket we can stick in here, and I believe we can now fire that. So let us do this. That will also allow us to make charcoal, which will allow us to make torches, which is awesome. Okay, so this should just be about done. Beep. Okay, good. So one thing we can do is we can make an infinite spring of water. I don't know which way we should go. Maybe that'll be the middle block. We can put one on either side or something. Well, trying to think of the best way to do this so I don't have to make too many of these unfired clay buckets. If we make it a 4... Well, one thing's for sure. I should be able to take this water out of there, and I can place this wherever. I'll figure out the best spot to put that. Maybe like right underneath this slab right here would be good. And that goes into the void. Let's be super careful. Yeah, okay, so we want... Sorry, I'm trying to think of what we're trying to do here. It's kind of weird working over the void when you don't have anything below, like trying to figure out where to place things. When I remove this, water's gonna go everywhere, so we can't do that. Let's try and block this up as best we can. Think like that, right? Okay, so is that void directly under here? Alright, so prepare for a little bit of lag. We'll put block there. Oh, don't push me off. Don't push me off. And if we remove this one, yep, and slab, okay, and finally, water. There we go. Now we have an infinite spring of water. Perfect. You know, I thought the clay bucket, actually, I would have done this differently. I thought the clay bucket was a one-time use only. Maybe that's when you transport lava. Okay, that might be it. So yeah, we now have an infinite spring of water here. Let's see, what else do we want to do? That really looks ugly. I think what I really want... Did I get pumpkin seeds somehow? How did I get pumpkin seeds? I'm not sure how I got pumpkin seeds. Okay. I don't know if these dropped pumpkin seeds or if I got that from some quest reward. I didn't notice it until just now. But let's put some of these things away. And we can put that away, that away. We don't need those slabs anymore. That or the dirt. I want to make sure that's safe. This writing pick. Oh, you know, we might have gotten that with the writing pick. The writing pick. Repair material flint. Mining speed. Okay, that's cool. We're going to need this for a cobblestone generator. Or I guess we can use the hammer directly. How did that cooked silkworm fly out of my inventory? It's like I'm getting random things. I don't know. So let's look at our quest book. Yeah, I wanted to look at doing this fishing thing. So we're going to have to make a fishing rod. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know if the recipe's the same. I assume it's just going to be the standard vanilla recipe. Yeah. So 3 sticks and 2 string should be pretty easy to do. So we got... We're going to need a little bit more stick action and then 2 string. Okay, so string, and... What is that thing? Woven cotton. No idea. That. Oh, you know what else we could do? Yeah, we should totally make ourselves a bed. We can do that now. So 1, 2, 3. We have infinite water. There is no reason for nighttime anymore. We don't need to wait for it to rain. So 3 of that, 3 planks, or yeah, 3 planks. Perfect. Okay, so now we got a sleeping situation going on. I think it's about time we start removing some of these extra blocks that we don't need. All that remains, and all that's gonna be removed. Alright. I don't think the stained clay can be used for much. In fact, I'm pretty sure it can't be used for anything other than a building material. Okay, so now we got a little bit of room here. I'm gonna put the bed right there. We really should, like, build a house or whatever. I think we're gonna wait until I actually get enough materials to build a platform. I don't want everything made out of wood because of fires and things like that. I want things made out of stone. So probably until we get to the point where we can make things out of stone, I'm not gonna build a house or some kind of a shelter or whatever. Okay, so we have the fishing rod. And I believe the best method for fishing is to just throw it right up in the air and let it fall down. Yep, that's not too bad. So we will wait for... Is this the version where the little particles swim to it? Or is this the one where the barber just goes down and you have to be quick? I can't remember. It's been so long. So many Minecraft version updates. I think there's little particles that are going to swim nearby. That's why we're seeing all the little splashing particles around. So we just got to wait for that. There it is. Got it. And we got leather. Wow, that was random. Okay. Well... I'm going to continue to do this and try and get ourselves a fish. I think we needed a regular fish, not any of the special types. So yeah, let me continue to fish a little bit, guys, and we will be right back. All right, well, that was pretty quick to get that fish. We got on the next bite. So we are going to get a reward of 16 salmon, and then we can choose half a heart or an aluminum ore berry bush. Now, again, I know this pack, it doesn't have the hardcore questing mode active. I'm not sure if it is supposed to be active or not. I assume it is, but it's not on right now. I think we're going to take the half a heart. I don't think we want aluminum ore berries. I don't really want to set up anything for that. And in fact, we can get these later, if I remember correctly, by sieving smooth stone. It's a very low drop rate, but I think we can get those that way later on, so not a big deal. So we now have 16 salmon. I think I'm going to split that up into 8. Let's also make some charcoal here. Do that, 3 of those, and I think it's 2 plates, does 3 charcoal. I think this is how you do it. Yeah, it looks like that should be right. Okay, so we'll make some charcoal. With the charcoal, we can finally make some torches. I'm actually going to make some torches right now, so we have some light around here. We're also going to need those torches for our crucible. Let me just stick some torches around. And over here. Okay, so now we got some light. We can sleep, so I guess it's not really a big deal. Oh, it looks like our wheat has fully grown. Let's go ahead and harvest that. Nice. We got 2 pieces of wheat. Okay, so charcoal is done. So with that, we can go ahead and cook up 8 salmon. Yep, that is awesome. I don't know if we need the other salmon for some other quest. I don't want to cook it all up just yet. And we are running out of space very quickly over here. Yeah, let's cook something with a fish, right? Put that leather away too. I think I'm gonna have to make another large chest. Unfortunately, we've just gotten so much stuff so quickly. Yeah. All right, and this will be able to be good for some food. Okay, so let's take a look at the quest book. So we got fishing done. The next thing it wants us to do is to make a millstone. Wheat can be turned into bread. However, unprocessed wheat is very inefficient as an ingredient. You will get more out of your farm if you grind the wheat with a mortar and pestle. Okay. So that's going to give us 16 bread. That's good. That's a lot of food. I think we need to complete this one real quick. Let's get that done. So a mortar and pestle. This one right here, a pestle and mortar. So that's a bowl, which is 3 slabs, and a stick and a color, or a plank. Okay. So we will make the bowl real quick. That's not how you make a bowl. That's right. It said slabs, didn't it? So a bowl, stick, plank, bowl. Perfect. So now we have that. We should be able to take our wheat with this. And there's flour. Perfect. Oops, I threw that on the ground. So that's all we have to do. So that's going to give us a quarter of a heart and some bread or a reward bag. We're doing the reward bag. You know we got to do the reward bags. So what are we going to get now? Cackle reward. Educational sign. Hold shift for more info. Educational 5. What the? What is that? Does this say something if I place it down? No. Bibliocraft. All right. That's nice. That's great. Right. We should have taken the quarter of a heart, right? Is there any other quests that we can do really quickly? Oh, slab furnace. Perfect. We already got that one done. So that's going to give us coal, a quarter of a heart, and then a bone crook that's enchanted. I wonder what that enchant is, or a reward bag. You know, after the last reward bag, I think we're going to do this. Unbreaking 6, Fortune 6, wow, okay. Definitely worth getting the bone crook over the reward bag in my opinion. So we are good on food now. We got 16 bread, we got 16 coal, we have flour that we could smelt, We also have a bunch of cooked salmon. Oh, and we got our first bit of experience too. So that is really awesome. I think we are doing really well, guys. All right, so we got a bunch of stuff done today. I think it's time to call it the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support on that very first episode. Let's keep that support up, guys. Hit that like button if you do like this series, if you like this episode. That's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.